All right, happy Monday night, everybody. Welcome on into the daily broadcast. Hanging out with you here in the Hat Creek Interior Studios. That's right. Custom furniture and accessories, Western style, the kind you love. Go to their website, hatcreek.us. Check them out on Facebook, and then go to their showroom right here in Lubbock, South Slide Road, 10101. Check out everything. And if you live outside the area and you want the greatest Western style furniture, all you got to do is order it online. But call Corey Flanagan and say, hey, man, heard about it in Raiderland. Want to bring this to my house. White glove service. They'll get you taken care of. All right. So tonight, what is it? It's Portal Madness. It's like Reefer Madness, but Portal Madness now. Texas Tech gone wild. You needed a quarterback, you got a quarterback. You wanted some defensive line replacements and a linebacker, you got them. Still kind of looking out there for the offensive lineman, but I'm told it's going to be okay. Your thoughts on that tonight? Texas Tech basketball rolling. The men destroy Oklahoma State. Are they ready? Are they ready for Houston tomorrow night down in H-Town? What do? The best thing you can do, you get your top player thrown out of the game, you go win, and you do. No, that was last year. And the Lady Raiders are undefeated and waiting on a 7'1" player to get declared eligible. Man, it's a good time to be a Tech fan. All that good, bad, and ugly weekend recaps, NFL, Black Monday, playoffs, your teams. What do you want to talk about? Get on the United Supermarkets chat line. Jump in, have fun on YouTube, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, on Facebook, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, both free. Invite, like, thumbs up, share. That's all we ask you to do. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media. In 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans. All you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com. You start your day every day on the website. Jackson Brothers Meat Locker and Post bring you the Raiderland hot links, cool stuff from around the internet, things you didn't even know you needed to know. We know, that's why we bring it to you. Brought to you by South Plains College, enrolling now for the spring semester. Sounds weird, but it was 78 degrees today in January. Why not? And of course, Ultra Exteriors. Interior remodels. That's an exterior, interior. Windows, siding, roofs. You get the idea. Check out their website, Ultra Exteriors. Tell my man Warren we sent you their way. All right, everybody jump in on the United Supermarkets chat line tonight. What's on your mind? Good, bad, and ugly recap of the weekend. Things that impressed you, you like. Things that were so bad you just had to turn away from. And then let's talk Tech football. You get your quarterback in Sorsby from Cincinnati. We talked about that over the last couple of days, I guess maybe the last week or so. Everything was pointing to that, and then there was a bunch of wind in the portal wire last night. 24 hours, he's going to go look at LSU. He's going to check out other places, and I'm like, no, I don't think so, but we'll see. So you get your quarterback. Was that target number one? Yeah. Will it be the biggest impact? We'll find out. I think it could be. You obviously needed to retool on the defensive line. Reports on 3. David Collier, KMAC 28, Nathan Geis, AJ, everything else. Austin Romaine, Kansas State linebacker over the weekend. You got an edge rusher out of San Diego State and Trey White. Sorry, I got to look at the names. I haven't memorized them all yet. Devin Martin, quarterback out of UTSA. Bryce, what is that? Bucher? Bryce something out of Washington, defensive lineman. So where are you on where Texas Tech is right now in the portal? Things that are impressing you, all of those things tonight. I said today it's fun to select and not recruit, and you are selecting right now if you're Texas Tech. 100%, you are selecting. You're looking at the best of the best. You're going, we want you, we want you, we want you. And you probably don't get all of them, but for the most part, you do. Now, on the offensive line, you got Sampson coming back, Felix Ojo coming in. That's good. You got most of them returning. You want them to get better. And remember, you didn't get David Bailey last year until late. So there's probably, I would say, much more time. It's Monday. Much more time to reel in some offensive linemen, but I would like to see them get 2 or 3 offensive linemen in the portal. You can't have too many more, or too many. You can have more. But Sorsby, the big get, you needed a quarterback. You weren't going to have a quarterback next year. You had to have a QB1. You get the best one in the portal. Will he be better than Baron Morton? Let's go to the United Supermarkets chat line. United Supermarkets in Market Street in Lubbock in West Texas, on into the Metroplex. They support the Red Raiders. They put their name on stuff in Lubbock. There are other stores that don't. Beyond that, just it's a great store. There earlier today, everything I needed, I got. I got things I didn't need. You go down the wrong row, or maybe the right row, and all of a sudden you realize, I need that toothbrush. Did I need a toothbrush today? I don't know. Was it God writing on my heart saying, you need a toothbrush? You're at Market Street. I got one. It's really nice. It's red. All right. Let's get it going on the United Supermarkets chat line. Portal Madness. What do you like about what Tech's doing right now? Basketball, Lady Raiders, Tech men. Are the Tech men ready for Houston? Well, they're ready for Duke. Are they ready for Houston? And then whatever else. All right. So Robert Christopher has written a novel tonight. We're going to try to get to the whole thing before we have to get out of here later on this evening. True or false? He poses a question. Going forward, a strong Big 12 is good for Texas Tech. True or false? The previous question doesn't matter because realignment is coming again. With those questions as my backdrop, here's my good, bad, and ugly. All right, let's stop and back up. Until further notice, a strong Big 12 is good for Texas Tech. As long as Texas Tech is at the top of the Big 12, right? See how that works? That if you're at the top and the rest of the Big 12 is strong, it's good. It doesn't matter if you're the bottom. See Baylor in the Big 12 in 1998. Previous question doesn't matter because realignment is coming. Yes, realignment is coming. The question is how quickly, so you stay as high as you can. Sorry. You stay as high as you can with the league as high as you can in between. So what do you do to do that? You do what Tech's doing right now. Meanwhile, back at good, bad, and ugly. Good. Tech's doing exactly what needs to be done, exactly what all the other college football teams are doing. Rebuilding their rosters. Bad. I got to scroll down a little bit here. Sorry. Bad. The other Big 12 teams are being gutted. Funny how such a weak league has all the top portal quarterbacks. Good point there. Where did Penn State go to get a quarterback? Where did Indiana go to get a quarterback? A team in TCU, God love Sonny Dykes. Not a huge Big 12 team. Rocco backed out of Iowa State. Where'd they go to get him? Yep. Good point. Ugly, the Big 12 is being gutted and Tech is becoming. Sorry. Don't know what happened after that. Was there more? Was there more? We'll never know. We'll never know what else. See, I think there's only so many characters you can do in a comment. Wow, that gets us going tonight. I mean, right there on the United chat line, that gets us going. Portal Madness, Tech gets Sorsby. Can't do any better than that. Number one guy that I would have wanted in the portal. You had to have a guy. He's big, he's strong, he's more physical than Baron Morton. He can throw it. You upgraded at quarterback. Now, was it an upgrade in talent because Morton wasn't talented? I don't know. We'll never know. He was never healthy. He was never the quarterback that he might have been healthy. We'll never know. His name is Jeff. He was a showgirl. He was down in, oh no, I'm sorry, I was reading that wrong. He is on our YouTube channel, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Everybody on YouTube, please subscribe. Don't cost nothing. If you like what we do, subscribe. Share it with a friend. Hit like. Clearly, Texas Tech wrote the rules for the portal era, and everyone else is trying to catch up and are mad about the whole thing. They don't like it because now it's equal. And there were a lot of people that didn't want college football to be equal. College basketball, they didn't want it to be equal. They wanted it to be the way it was. That's why we've got to have congressional interference. We got to save it. We can't have this. It's awful. James on Facebook, Raideralnd, Raideralnd. Again, subscribe if you haven't. We do like tonight's daily dose of West Texas on Facebook. Holy crap. The sunset tonight. Yeah. Anyways, you won't get it anywhere else. I think Tech has moved to the next tier of recruiting. They can be more selective. No, you are 100% right. They are not recruiting, they are selecting. I like selecting better than recruiting. This is what the blue bloods, whatever that used to mean, used to do. Texas would select, A&M to a lesser extent, OU, Nebraska back in the day, Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, Clemson, whatever the last 20, they would select. They'd go, okay, we want that guy, we want that guy, we want that guy. So you had three guys at one spot. We want that guy. And you're going to get one of those three guys. Texas Tech had to go recruit those guys, and they couldn't get them. Now Texas Tech is in the selection mode. Who do we want? Well, we'd really like Sorsby. All right, Blanchard, go get him. Okay. We need a linebacker. Who's the best linebacker we could get that's in the open market? What about the Romaine kid, all Big 12 at Kansas State? Okay, let's go get him. Okay, we got him good. What about like an edge guy, All Mac or something, or maybe a guy out of San Diego State? Oh, I got exactly the guy for you, Coach McGuire. Got this guy, Trey White. He's going to be perfect. Okay, go get him. By the way, the reports of Sorsby getting between 4 and 5 million, 100% accurate. Diane Nichols. There you go, Diane. Good to see you, Coach. Trey White is a David Bailey clone. I don't know if he's a clone. Got the West Coast thing going on. It's hard to say. And I would caution right now, folks, that Tech defense this past year was like generationally great. Not at Tech, just in college football. And it will be proven right in the NFL draft and the impact they have going forward. All right. So I want everybody to just go, all right, you can't, the next David Bailey, let Trey White be the next Trey White. All right. Allow him to be the next him. But if you think it's just plug and play at this level, it's not. And the great teams have realized this over the decades, years, and otherwise. And if you want to operate at that level, you have to understand it's not just plug and play. Okay? It's not that easy. Now, I hope Trey White is as good, better, or otherwise. But just get good players in, great players in. Go from there. His name is JCTT. He's on Facebook? No, he's on YouTube. That's the red thing. Subscribe if you hadn't already. More offensive line help. Wasn't I will about that position? Yes, it was, which we tweeted about a week or two ago saying, you got to say I will again, Cody Campbell. Portal, not hot, offensive line market, and we're developing great recruits there, unlike wide receiver. Wide receiver portal market hot. Offensive line, you got guys coming back. Love them, hate them, anything, you got guys coming back. Some young, some old. You got Felix Ojo coming in. I think he can start day one. He could be a 1 or 2 year guy, offensive lineman to go into the NFL. So you sit there and look at that, and offensive line, I think, is maybe, if not the hardest, the second hardest to have an immediate impact as a young player in college football, particularly now. It's even harder now than maybe 10 years ago because guys are staying around. Offensive linemen are staying around now to get the bag, that you can make more. If you're a really good college offensive lineman, maybe not a first or a second round draft pick, but a third or a fourth or a late round or, fringe guy, you can make so much in NIL, you don't have to go play on a rookie contract. So we've got this interesting thing going on now with offensive linemen who are always better the older they get. 100%. Always better the older they get. I do think Felix Ojo comes in and starts day one, though. And then you bring in two wide receivers. You got a fast, small guy. You got a big, strong guy. What more do you want? Let's see, Jeff. It feels like the Fighting Grants have maybe figured it out. Tomorrow's the next big test. Grant we trust. Down at Houston said on Saturday, you scored 102 points against Oklahoma State. You might be able to score half of that and beat Houston in a rock fight. Unbelievably defensive-oriented game going on tomorrow night. But I like where this team is. I would like them a lot more if they were healthier. If you had a little bit more depth inside, we'll find out. James jumps in on Facebook. Would Coach Hyatt tell high school seniors to go JUCO D2, D3 since selections at D1 mostly transfer portal? He would tell them to do what's in your best interest, do the best thing you can for you, yourself. And he'd look at most of them and say, knowing Coach Hyatt, you're probably never going to play a lick. Go get an education, get smart, and make money something else because most of you guys, most of you candy asses can't play. That's what he'd say to most of them. JC, love tweet of Sanders rookie 4-year deal versus Sorsby 1 year here. I didn't see it. I don't know exactly what we're talking about. So, but I'm glad you love the tweet. Randy Wade, will the offensive line clean up its pre-snap penalties? I don't know, but you know how I would clean that up? I would quit punishing the players, and I would punish the offensive coordinator and the position coach if I were the head coach. You're on my deal right now, talking about pre-snap penalties and offensive line. It's one of the most basic things to do, unless the quarterback is screwing up the snap count, screwing up some sort of cadence, or screwing up the. I would have liked to have been able to do that. That would be. I could have remembered that. All right, we're going to go right, I right, 51 Ed, G block out left, and it's going to be on. I can't tell you how many times walking to the line of scrimmage, center, turn around. What's the snap count? Like about half the time, I'm like, shit, I don't know. First sound. I was always like going on first sound because it was hard to screw up. First sound or three. Third sound. First sound or third sound, because then I could just tell everybody just settle in and don't do anything until Patrick snaps the ball. But yes, the pre-snap penalties are 100% coaching. No more, no less. 100% coaching. So if I were a coach at a certain point on that, I'd have my offensive line coach running lines. I'd have my OC doing up downs. And I'd make the players watch them. And I'd make my out-shape old man coach kind of do it till he's about half sick, whatever. Do you ever see the movie Full Metal Jacket? How many people saw the movie Full Metal Jacket? You know, there's a scene in there where Gomer Pyle in his Foot Locker has a half-eaten jelly donut. Jelly donut? Jelly donut. And he makes the entire barrack do the push-ups while Pyle eats the donut. That's exactly the way I would do the penalties at a certain point when it becomes a problem. And I'd make my coaches do the punishment while the players eat the jelly donut. Just me, just my line of thinking. But I grew up in a very violent household. That's not true. It was not violent. as far as you know. And those of you who know me know it's not true. Does Sorsby have the clout to attract talent? No. Money attracts talent. Sorsby, any player now, I don't think a player at the college level really has that kind of deal to make it happen. Really don't. He's only going to be here 1 year. I don't think they have the ability. In the past, if a guy was going to be at a place for 2 or 3 years, you might be able to get a couple of guys to come in and say, "Hey, let's come together. Let's go do this and do everything else." Danny, definitely start with the line coaches. As they say, shit rolls downhill. Yep. He's fake. Hyatt, how are you? Oh, man, I'm stellar. If anything better, I'd be freaking famous. Dallas Cowgirls will miss playoffs for the 10th time in the last 16 seasons. 30 straight seasons without reaching the conference title game. Just so you know, I love you. Yep. Black Friday, nothing changed in Dallas. Other organizations trying to get better in the NFL. Dallas Cowboys, everything's good. Joseph Tech may lose Blanchard to the pros, which is what you want. Young kids want the easiest path to the big show. Tech is relevant to the pro leagues. I understand what you're saying. He's probably making more at Tech than he would make at all but maybe 5 or 6 NFL teams. And he doesn't have to deal with a batshit crazy owner. Talking about Blanchard. I'll let y'all ruminate on that for a little bit. Think on that for a little bit. You understand what I mean? Robert, Kurtz said Tech hurt the Big 12 by getting blown out in the Orange Bowl. Well, damn it, Kurtz. I'm going to fight him the next time I see him. Yeah, Tech hurt the Big 12 by getting blown out in the Orange Bowl. Texas Tech's performance gave everybody who hates the Big 12 haters, every right, every room, every ability to come back and say, see, the Big 12 sucks. We said that on Raideralnd Rewind. Probably before Kurtz did, but maybe about the same time. He's pretty good about getting on the air. James, good. Men's and women's basketball both ranked top 20. Bad. The need for baseball. The need for baseball is tearing its. What? The need for baseball is tearing its face early. I have no idea what that means. Ugly. It must be high school track because the wind is up. The wind wasn't even up today. Good gosh, James, come on. The wind around here wasn't up today at all. Jeff, Seahawks odds on favorite to make the Super Bowl. Sam Darnold will not quarterback the team to a Super Bowl. The other 3 times they had a number 1 seed, they made the Super Bowl. Go Hawks. All right, here's the deal. Here's your breakdown if I can remember it off the top of my head. Last 10 years, the Super Bowl champions were 5 were number 1 seeds, 2 were number 2 seeds, and then everything else after that. So if you want to know who the Super Bowl teams champions are going to be, there you go. You look at the top 2 seeds. It ain't going to be a team quarterbacked by Sam Darnold. Sorry, ain't going to happen. James, my previous comments should rearing its face early. I don't know what we're doing here, people. 6:54 Central Time. Portal, your thoughts, Texas Tech. What do you think? Do you like what's going on? Do you approve? Tech Hoops, are they ready for tomorrow? We'll have a show tomorrow night before the game, and then a little rewind afterwards. Why not a little bit of round ball rewind tomorrow night? And I hope it'll be worth it because it's a huge game. All right. Sign of the apocalypse. The Lady Raiders have more height than the men. She's not cleared yet, but when Stephanie Okechukwu gets cleared, yeah, they will have more height than the men. God, I hope they can get her on the floor soon. Fascinated to see what she looks like out there, conditioning wise, going up against high level athletes. What's the spread for the game tomorrow night for Houston and Tech? I would say Houston probably favored by about 2.5, 3.5. It will not come out until later on tonight. That's 8 o'clock game, so about 9. We're probably about an hour or two away. I'm sure there are some places that have it. The reputable places that will have it out here in an hour or two, and we'll see the overnight number, and I'll let you know in the morning with our morning column what it's looking like. I would think Houston would be favored by home court about a 1.5, down there. It's not a huge home court advantage. So maybe 1.5. And then I would say in a low scoring game, that's the key. This is going to be a low scoring total. 2.5, 3.5 Houston. We'll see what it opens up at. I'm intrigued. I mean, this game actually intrigues me more than the Duke game because I didn't think Tech had a shot at beating Duke, and they did. Playing on house money a little bit now. You're going into Big 12 play is about a 5th seed in the NCAA tournament if it started today. You get that sucker tomorrow, you're operating at a 4 going forward. First team to 60 tomorrow night wins. It's such a low number, but it really here's why it won't be 60. Instant analysis, live thinking here. Particularly if it stays in regulation. I do think this thing is played in the upper 50s, but I think it's going to be so rock solid close that you get the fouling late that the winning team probably has 65, 66 points, that it ends up being like a 66, 62 as opposed to a 59 or a 60, 58. That you're going to foul the dog out of the other team tonight. So I see that thing trending up 66. The winner around 66. Game tomorrow might be the first to 70 win. Yeah. 70. Now, 70. Come on. We're talking crazy. 66. No. A couple more comments. By the way, we got you till the top of the hour. And if you are on our YouTube channel, subscribe, like, share with friends. Appreciate that. Same thing on Facebook, Brian Hyde's Raiderland. And glad to have you in the Hat Creek Interior Studios, hatcreek.us on Facebook. Everybody who enjoys the show, Power of 5 people who like our show each night, go to our sponsors on their Facebook page and otherwise, United Supermarkets, chat line, and tell them thanks for being a part of Raiderland. Means a whole lot. Do you think these transfer portal players care about Tech as much as you and your viewers? It's almost like leasing a car, getting new furniture at Rent-A-Center. Randy, the answer is probably no. When they come in, I'm going to tell you the answer is no. But then when they get in, the answer is more than you. Because they bleed more than you, they hurt more than you, and they put more of them into it than you ever have as a fan sitting in the stands, even writing checks. And I know this hurts a lot of fans, and some people get it and some people don't. But there is a band of brothers that exist of those players who bleed and sweat and work and do the job together that you as a fan cannot understand. And that may not be the answer to the question you want. Do they understand Texas Tech the way a 5th generation Texas Tech person like myself? No, I was a 3rd at that time. 3rd generation? Well, great. Yeah. No. If you're looking for that kind of transactional relationship, you're going to the wrong place now in college sports for that. I don't know what that would be. That if you're looking for that, why do you care about Tech? What's your investment in Texas Tech? And I'm not being flippant or funny here. So you went to school at Texas Tech and you took classes there and you walked around the campus and you have this identity with Texas Tech. you have a diploma or something. Equate that to what they do to be able to represent the school you love. A lot of people don't think about that. They don't think about it from that standpoint, about what they have to do physically and otherwise, what they have to give of themselves at a young age, completely 100% over. They're giving more to Texas Tech than I ever did as a student, graduate, student media member, doing all the things I did. So when we say, do you think these transfer portal players care about Tech as much as you or your viewers? It's an interesting question, isn't it? About what it means to care about Texas Tech, to invest in Texas Tech, to give to Texas Tech, to have the right, as you might say, Randy, to be a Tech fan. All right, before we get out here, one more good, bad, and ugly. Good, Dias Air Force Base, clearing the way for Delta Force, kicking ass. Bad, Maduro Guards, Cubans, not very good. Ugly, his wife, great show. Thank you, JCTT. And finally, Robert Christopher, finish up the thoughts from before. RE, Tech's place in the Big 12. It's good to be the big dog, but I dislike how the big dog is hated by the rest of the league, especially when you buy all their good players. You know what? I'll finish it up with this, Robert C. I don't give a flying at a rolling donut what the rest of the Big 12 thinks about Texas Tech at 7:02 on Monday, January 5th, 2026. Cheers. It's going to be an interesting week around here, isn't it? It's going to be an interesting week. All right, we're going to post this here in a little bit on the website, theraiderland.com. Please share it. Say nice things on the Facebook pages of our great sponsors like Hat Creek Interiors, South Plains College, Ultra Exteriors, and United Supermarkets. And tonight, really good daily dose of West Texas, so you can share that. Y'all are the best. We'll see you tomorrow, theraiderland.com.